Morning, guys. Pardon me, I'm a little bit snuffleupagus today. I don't know if it's allergies or summer cold, but I've got a lot of videos I want to get through, so I'm going to try and enunciate. Stick with me here. I want to talk about validation. Validation is huge. Not only as someone that's seeking the services of a practitioner, but as someone that is giving the services, it should be a big deal to you too. And as a student, this is like the number one thing that I want you to practice is validation, validation, validation. How we get to validation is usually by setting rules. And that's what the spiel is when you first go to somebody, where I ask people, don't allow people to answer questions with more than yes, no, I don't understand, can I have more information? Because like I mentioned before, if I say someone's coming through and you're like, oh, it's Aunt Mary, and it's not Aunt Mary, that's not me being wrong, that's jumping to conclusions. So validation is the medium or psychic bringing forth some sort of proof to ensure that we are both on the right track. It's not just for one of us, it is for both of us. Especially as a student, this is really important. Practice, practice, practice. Number one thing to practice, validation. So I want you to, if you're a practicing student, I want you to find lots of different partners to practice with, because once you've kind of melded with someone's energy, you need to get lots of broad different experience. I want to talk about interviewing versus interrogating. As the practitioner side, we are interviewing the spirits, ghosts, dead people, however you want to put it. We are asking them questions. We normally don't say the questions out loud because we sound like crazy people when we hear the answers and you don't. So most of us will ask the questions in our minds. So some of the first questions that I ask, just to verify, to validate between me and the spirit, to build trust and rapport, is, hi, who are you? Normally I get some sort of answer. Male, female, how are you related to this person? How did you pass? Now, by getting those 3 pieces of information, I have a beginning of a validation. Because the sooner I can validate who this person is, the faster I can get to the message, okay? That is the entire purpose of validation. Make sure we have the right person so that we can get the message across, okay? So, if I say it is a female, she passed from a heart attack, although she's appearing to me in her like mid-30s, I know that she passed later on. This is just how she prefers to appear, and in fact, you may have a picture of her, and I'll just do a little description, okay? Sometimes I don't get all of that information, or sometimes the person will say, I think my mom had a sister, but I'm not really sure. Can you give me some more information? And I'll say, okay, all right. What information can I give this person to verify who you are to them? And we just start going through different stuff, right? Okay, where did you live? What kind of foods? Is there, a special holiday that she would remember you being at? A picture. Is there a picture that I can describe to her where she would remember who you are? And sometimes we don't get to verify. There are occasions where we don't. Younger people don't always know they're dead people. I joke. When you come to me, you should know you're dead people, But if you don't know you're dead people, just take the information, write it down, take notes, right? And ask somebody older that knows you're dead people. So call your mom, Mom, I went to see this medium. I know it's kind of crazy, but I wanted to ask you about something she had said. Is this, great aunt so-and-so, or, I thought it might be, your cousin twice removed, whatever, that's how you verify. There are some times where you won't get validation in a session, and that's okay. If you can't get validation in the session, ask for the message, ask for the information that they wanted to get through to this person. And sometimes it's not for that person. Sometimes it's for the person that they will call. It's kind of like a hop-along reading, right? but validate as much as you can, okay? Most people, when they come to see a medium, it is to come to see someone specific. So if you don't reach that specific person first, that's fine. Move along. If you know you have a set time period, like say you only have 30 minutes. I try to do a standard hour just because I like to talk. But if you only have 30 minutes, you want to try and get to that person. So if you can't validate the person and you know it is not the person that they want to talk to, say, all right, I really appreciate you coming through. We'll get the message to the person that it needs to get to. I'd really like to speak to the next person. Okay, so go to the next person. Great. It's a male. It's an older male. He used to smoke. Blah, blah, blah. Do you recognize this person? Is this person meaningful to you? Oh, yeah, I know who that is. Okay, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Okay. Do you know this person? I think it may be one of two people. Okay, well, let's get information. All right. We are not trying to make things fit. As the practitioner, it is not our job to make things fit. We don't push triangular blocks into a square hole. No. Okay, we give the information to the client, and if the client recognizes it, that's great. Okay, then we move to the message. If the client does not recognize it, step back. Okay, we need to get more facts for validation. Okay, so we end up talking about his car. Okay, and the client is like, yes, okay, that is my uncle. Okay, it's not my grandfather, it's my uncle. All right, that's great. All right. They didn't come to see the uncle. They came to see the grandfather. Okay, Uncle John, we're glad to see you. What's your message? We really got to get to Grandpa, all right? And so you'll go through the person's people, okay? Obviously, if you have an hour, it's great to talk to the whole family. You know, it's great to hear from everybody. Everyone has a different viewpoint on life, different things to give. But we really need to seek the validation that those people are the validation. I've only had like one reading where the person didn't recognize anyone. And the person was really, really young. And I kind of felt bad because like if I was a new person coming into this, I would be extremely, extremely frustrated. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not connecting with this client at all. There are all these people that are here to visit, but she has no idea who they are. And that can be tough, okay? If that happens, step back and say, is there a reason that you're here, you know? Because you're obviously not here to see someone specific. A lot of people come to visit you and bring you messages of love and hope, and they're excited for your future. What are you here for? And it's okay to ask that, you know? I'm kind of weird about the tarot thing because I like to figure it out myself. But if you're coming to a mediumship reading and the client isn't getting what they want, or you aren't getting what you want from a mediumship reading, you need to say something, okay? Because your time is valuable. The practitioner's time is valuable. Everybody's time is valuable. We need to figure out what we're doing here, okay? And for her, she was looking for a message about a guy she was in love with, okay? And it's always like love or money, right? And that was fine, but that wasn't good for a mediumship reading, okay? So we went on and we talked about all different, other different things psychic-wise, all right? But she didn't necessarily understand mediumship is dead people, psychic is for you now and for the future, okay? And that's absolutely fine. But it is our job as practitioners to say, okay, if you're not getting what you need out of this reading, I am here to give you what you need. What do you need? Or if you are the client saying, you know, it's not you. I'm actually seeking information on blah, blah, blah. Can we talk about that? And in most cases, the person will be like, yeah, totally, you know? In which case, we stop connecting with your dead people, and we're going to connect with your spirit guides and your support team, okay? But then, you know, we are still seeking validation, okay? Your spirit guide is coming through. How do you know it's your spirit guide? Well, we're going to ask, okay? They say that, and you try and I try and pick something specific, okay? Everybody rocks out in their car to music. Shh, we do, all right? Everybody does, all right? So pick a song or a radio station. Ask, what is something different that this person does that I can prove to them that you are their spirit guide, okay? You have a pink toothbrush. Well, how many people are going to know they have a pink toothbrush? Whoever lives with them, probably. But other people, no, nobody else is going to know they have a pink toothbrush, Or you brush with a super specific toothpaste. Whatever toothpaste it is a super specific toothpaste. Or you have the same breakfast that you have had for the past 5 years. We are looking for simple information, okay? It doesn't have to be complicated, like the VIN number of your car is, blah, blah, blah. No, that's weird, okay? And a spirit guide would never give that anyway. We are looking for something that is very specific but personable to you, okay? Validation, validation, validation. No matter where you go, validation. And I think that's part of why I don't ask people their questions for the tarot readings. I don't want to know your question because my way of validating to you is that I figured out your question through your reading, okay? And I take the step-by-step process of doing this. And you'll hear us ask a lot, do you understand this? Or does this click with you? And that's our way of asking for validation without extra information, okay? Now, I have some people that just love to give extra information, and that's fine. They're clients that I've seen multiple times, and we already have the trust and the validation, and that's fine. But as a new client, you have to be a little strict with them, all right? So I appreciate the information on Aunt Mary, but we have to make sure this is Aunt Mary, okay? Or I really want to make sure that we're connecting with your spirit guide because you came here with the goal of learning more and trying to build that relationship, okay? And the other thing is when someone is giving a reading and they're like, okay, that's us asking questions to the spirit. We're not, it seems so weird. It's like having a three-way conversation with like an earbud in. And I'm giving you half the information. I'm not giving you half the information. I'm giving you the information I get. It's just the translation takes a little bit of time. Time works very differently in the two spheres, okay? So yes, validation, validation. You should be giving validation. You should expect validation. If you do not receive validation, ask for validation, okay? If you're a student, if you're going to see a student medium, or if you're practicing, okay? If you're practicing with another medium, ask. Say, I think I know who that is. Can you get me more information? Or can you tell me more about whatever? Like, ask about something specific, My grandfather smokes a pipe, okay? There was a very specific habit my grandfather did that he would know to be able to tell me that it was him. Or I ask people ahead of time, usually the night before they come for a reading. I'm like, can you please pray, ask your people to come, first off. Figure out a song or a symbol to validate for me that they can send this thing to me so that I can validate to you that it is them, okay? And for people just coming to talk to whoever, that's fine. But again, most people come to mediums to get to one specific person. So I want to ensure their success. And in order to do that as a practitioner, those are my tips and hints, okay? Pray, ask them to come, invite them to come. Hey, Uncle Joe, Grandpa Jim, I have a mediumship thing tomorrow at 3:30 with Jessica. I would really like you to come. I missed you a lot. I'd like to talk to you. I need to pick some specific symbol. So I'm going to pick a yellow ducky because I always remember that when I did baths at your house, you had a yellow ducky, okay? Or if your uncle, I remember riding in your car and we always used to listen to the classic rock radio station. My favorite song is Crocodile Rock, okay? So that way, if you come to me and I say, I'm seeing a picture of a tub, I'm seeing a yellow ducky, I'm also seeing a crocodile. I can say crocodile, and while that doesn't mean anything to me, it means something to you because you had picked Crocodile Rock, okay? It's weird how things come through like that. That's why I encourage students, do not edit, okay? There's a difference between editing and twisting the message to be what you think it means. If a crocodile is a specific symbol to me, I will still say, I see a crocodile, and say, does that make sense to you? And if it doesn't make sense to them, I will say, to me, normally when I see a crocodile, this is what it means to me. Does that make sense? But don't push your meaning of a symbol onto your client, because it may have a specific meaning to them already, like the crocodile thing. And I've seen that happen with food stuff a lot, because I'm Italian. When I see pasta, not only do I get hungry, that has a very specific meaning to me about home and hearth and motherhood and like a bunch of other stuff. But pasta may mean something completely different to you, and maybe something completely different to our clients, okay? So validation, no editing, especially with symbols. Ask for validation, seek validation. If the reading isn't going how you want, ask for what you need. Welcome to real life. You got to do that. Ask for what you need. So please, if you are a practitioner, practice, practice, practice. If you are a student, practice, practice, practice. Validation, validation. Ask questions. Ask, 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 ask. Okay? I love you guys. Moving on to the next subject.